Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Whew. So I just finished working out and I thought before I get dinner and shower and all that, I would go over a couple of additional things in Ann's energy, okay? But before I get into that, I want you guys to know that I have worked on a video preparing it, editing it for my remote view session I did on Iran in 2024 versus what's just coming out in the news about this mountain in Iran. I won't get into too much of that here, but that's coming out tomorrow. I'm going to release it. Also, we talked about the significant flooding for San Antonio in that region of Texas, and I learned today that they have severe flash flooding. So I suspect that possibly Florida is next. Maybe not in sequence, but something else significant is going to happen in the Gulf. It feels to be Florida, but you know, I could be wrong on that part. But I want to mention that. So my heart is with the people of Texas. I hope that everything will work out, but it doesn't look good. It's just not because they've been getting a lot of rain, it's because they haven't been getting any rain and there's nowhere for the water to go. It can't seep under the ground fast enough. And we're going to see that in different places, right? India was another place I was getting for flooding. I'm also picking up on an earthquake for Turkey, and it would be in the same region as, is it 2 or 3 years ago, Turkey had 2 earthquakes. So it's in that area. I don't remember where, I'd have to look back on the map, but that's the area I'm getting. The name I can't remember off the top of my head. So we're moving on to Ann. When I started probing into her energy, yes, I did, and I put this video out, and I did not realize how many views her video received. So that tells me that Ann was very well liked. Even if she had enemies, she had more friends that loved her than she did enemies, obviously. And I never had a video on this channel go out that far. I think it's like 13,000 views, and I give all the credit to Ann spiritually, and I also give credit to the people who watched it. But I just want to say thank you. Justice for Ann. So a date that's coming in significantly for her case is July 24th, in or around that time frame, which July 24th falls on a Friday. There's going to be some breaking news. And I was getting the 24th. Another thing I kept trying to look into, I realized that I had mentioned something about Ann maybe something happening to her at night. Well, it's coming out that she most likely was attacked. She was attacked probably around 12:30 to 12:49 in that time frame in the daytime, which makes sense to why I was seeing a cup of coffee. It makes sense to me how the perpetrator got in there, because what I wanted to say in my prior video is that, and I felt like this case is similar to Nancy Guthrie, who went missing in Arizona. And I believe that, allegedly it's not facts, but I feel like the front door, or her door, one of her doors, feels to be the front door, but it could be any door really, the way I'm seeing it. I think it was unlocked. I'm getting that it was unlocked, which would explain daylight. I don't know that she would keep her doors unlocked. I doubt it, but there's something about a unlocked entryway. And I don't know if that's how the perpetrator got in there, but I feel safe to say most likely. This is really weird. So I don't know what's come out about the 2 men who were arrested. One was 26, one was 28, which makes sense to me, because I went back into the video I did and I said one guy would be questioned or arrested and then they would be looking at another guy. And I just left it there. It's interesting because now they have the 28-year-old, I do believe, in custody. But I'm seeing, well, I did say something about someone else having information, but there's something about possibly a former or another person getting formal detention, meaning being questioned or being re-arrested. It's interesting because I'm like, okay, well, why? Because I'm only really seeing one perpetrator. So I don't know why I'm thinking, like, one person's released, one person's arrested, unless they let the 28-year-old go and now the 26-year-old's arrested. I don't know. I haven't kept up with that. But it feels to be that someone is going to be re-questioned. I have no idea. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That's how we say it here in the United States. I'm just telling you how it comes in. It's really, really weird. These two men, I would imagine there could be a connection between the two men, possibly, but one is going to be re-questioned again, okay? If not already. So there's one person in detention, and possibly there could be a second person who's been questioned in some way that could be detained again or mentioned in the news media. So it could be one person, but another person with information. And I think that's what I said in the prior video. Now, when you looked at the astrology, meaning me, when I looked at the astrology, sorry, we have that sun and we have the retrograde, and we have Mercury in Gemini. This is, by the way, Vedic. It's not Western astrology, so it's confusing. But what I get off of that is that this guy repeatedly watched public speeches of Ann's. Something about media, right? That he would watch political media. It seemed like he fixated and watched this speech over and over again. I don't know which speech. It feels to be something that would have come out, and I don't know because I don't follow. I don't know, but it feels to be something that goes back a while. Like I said in my prior video, this is something that wasn't planned like a year or two out, but this feels to be something more, maybe in the back of his mind I thought about it, but when I say radicalized, it can be by the person's speech too, but I'm still seeing the mask. I still believe he hung out with people who did not believe in rules, per se, but there's something about a speech that he became obsessed with, or some type of political message that she may have gave, and I'm getting 6 months to the day of her passing. So she passed away on the 9th of July or the 8th of July. They're saying in the noontime. So it would have been around June 8th, June 7th, June 9th, in that time frame. I don't know, but something close to that. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Go back 6 months. So hold on. February. Be looking for something in January or February of this year. In that time frame of some speech, something political that she would have talked about. And again, I'm getting something with January. It could be February as well. Maybe it's February. February, I'm going to go back and check myself. I'm going to see what type of public appearances did Ann make during that time, because I feel like that is significant. I feel like this perpetrator rewatched it over and over again, and there is someone behind him, right? So he's watching the media. There feels to be another masculine kind of like behind him. Like, what are you doing? It's almost like this other person agreed with him in his ways, but not really. Like, this other person almost feels like he's a little more on the norm. But this guy was not in the norm. Nobody can be normal killing a 78-year-old woman the way she passed, right? And then we had the Rahu in Aquarius. And so when that comes out in the charts, and this is July 9th, I kind of looked at it on the 9th of 2026 of the passing date, around that time. It puts him at a extremist thinking. So his way of thinking was just sporadic. And there could be two people, right? Possibly, but one committed the crime, and I said that in my first video. But it's interesting. Ideological resentment. This feels to be connected to ideological resentment. That is what I believe this is over. And again, I'm going to say radicalized. And it doesn't mean, I don't believe a political party over in the UK, like the Labour Party, for instance. I don't see any involvement with any party, like Reform, the Greens, Restore, Labour, the Conservative, and I'm sure I might have screwed up on that. It's not a connection to a person that set this guy up to or paid him to do this. I don't get that. What I see is an underground, it's almost like maybe like a little gang of people. It's not very big, but it's people who don't believe in rules. And I kept hearing the word G-A-Y, gay, and I don't know how that plays into this, but I think that it will come out that, oh, did I say something to you guys about a hockey stick? I don't know if I did. I don't know if I put that out in the first video, but the second video that I took down, I did say something about hockey. So this guy may be connected to hockey or have a hockey team. Is there anything else that I want to cover on this? This is just things that we may have left out. Sun in retrograde, Mercury in Gemini. Yeah, I just keep getting something over and over again that she put out. I'm going to check to see if she had a speech or what did she talk about in the media in February. It would be around the 7th, 8th, 9th of February, in that time frame, or January. I could be wrong. I'm just going to pull one card on that, and then I'm going to end this video. This card came out, the Magician. Gemini. How interesting. I said this guy may have a lot of Gemini in his chart. This is about concentrating on something, being really in tune with something in the mindset. Concentrating, fixating on, or obsessing is the word I get. Obsessing with something she talked about. And now I'm really curious to what the heck it is that she would have spoke on. Memories. 6 of Cups and upright, restoring something. Restoring something. Restoration. Yeah, this is really, really odd. This guy, I don't know. And we have the Devil. Trying to reclaim something that he feels like he lost, something connected to his identity. And I'm going to stop it here. All right? There we have it. I believe more news will come out. Thank you guys for watching. Sending prayers to Ann's family, her colleagues, her friends, and to everyone who loved her. I did not know her, but I know her energy is beautiful. I have not directly talked to Ann because it is too soon. To the commenter, you are absolutely correct. I would not do that. But when I saw the rainbow and I shared that clip, I do believe that that was Ann coming through to acknowledge. It felt very peaceful. So there we have it. May justice come.